FYI for anybody just popping in right now, I'm testing out the stream before we go and start our pre-show to see if it's gonna freeze up Discord on me again like it has. I have the video going and everything, so you will see a lot of nothing and hear a lot of music for the next 15 minutes. So Flaming polar bears? Who said anything about flaming polar bears? Unless there's something John knows that we don't. Which should be the case because he is the DM. There's the dog himself.
By the way, there are literally polar bears on fire right now. It's happening. How you doing, bud?
Good. I have the stream running and I've had it running for like the last 15-20 minutes. I'm not sure if you saw my message. Facebook Messenger. I'm messing around trying to make sure that the camera works and doesn't freeze up OBS and all that fun shit. What's new with you?
Sir. Headphones are on today.
So what's new with you, dog?
All things good so far. Busy season at work. It's kicked off, and I got a lot of shoveling to do this morning. So
A lot of shoveling.
good day.
How much snow did you get? Can you not hear me?
Yeah, it's about 2 inches.
Oh.
It's kind of scrambly. I bought a new pair of headphones. I'm gonna try those out. All right, I'll try these out here.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That was coming through the speakers on your computer.
I have the weirdest things going on right here. It's crazy.
Lazy Dragon. 2 inches at a time.
All right, test this out here.
Do you want me to start singing again? Oh, baby. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Thank you, Lazy Dragon. I've been practicing my crooner skills by holding the back of the microphone and treating it like one of those old-timey 1920s mics. In fact, I had a stream just the other day where all I did was just sing random bullshit into the microphone and stare lovingly into the camera. As one does on a Friday. So are you actually planning on joining us in Discord, Mr. Dragon? Are words happening through your ears right now?
Oh.
Do you need to select the headphones, the output in Discord in order for them to work?
Give me a second here. I don't know what's happening. I've got different input and I got different input devices working here.
Oh, yeah, check Discord to see if you can switch your output to your headphones to see if those are selected.
I'll be back.
Famous last words. Oh shit, I'm gonna go get coffee.
I show up and nobody's here. Hello, Gupta.
What's going on, genius?
Suppose I should turn my camera on. You're a beast with the coffee. Don't sell yourself short. He can't hear me.
Word to your mother?
Hello.
Low high.
Buy low, sell high?
I know nothing about markets. Other than it's fun to go shopping for food.
Those markets are super.
It can be. So what's new with you, Jim?
Yeah, it was funny. I was
All right,
watching the
try
stream
that.
back. It sounds good
I can hear you.
here. Apparently he can't hear us.
I can only hear you guys through Twitch.
Well, you sound good.
There you
Norm,
go.
watching the playback, it was funny because that we didn't have your camera on, and there was the point at which you were like raising your arms and punching the air at the exact same time John was raising his arms, saying he could see that that's what you were doing. It was pretty funny.
You're talking about from last session? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a part with your camera off, and John's like, "We can see you even though we can't see you." And yep, he did exactly what you did at the exact same time.
Yeah, I meant to watch the last session back, and I did not have time this last week.
Yeah, I know if I don't, I'm going to be called on to tell what happened, and I won't have a clue.
Ooh, Scoot and Jack McHugh's in the chat. Scoot and Jack, did you join our Discord? I didn't even look. I don't think you did you? Nope. If you join the Discord, you can, I'm assuming the vote is still up. You can go vote for a monster for us to fight.
Hey, if I join the Patreon, can I vote for a monster for us to fight? Hey, if I join the Patreon, can I vote for a monster for us to fight? That was interesting.
Yeah. Okay, you didn't. That option is there. Because you are now a member, you can go vote as one of your perks. Also, I'll be hitting you up about what you want your nameplates to say and stuff.
No JC sightings yet this morning?
Nah, I think he
Yet this morning?
tweeted, or I think he liked or retweeted the Twitch or the Twitter thing. So I think he's out and about, up and about.
I should go do that too. See if I can do that split screen here. Although the last time I did it, we had all kinds of technical problems. So, we have a cooch problem.
Maybe.
We have a cooch problem.
It's the dumbest problem I've ever had. Every time I put my headphones on, it disconnects my earbuds.
Oh, because it's not letting you have multiple Bluetooth points. That means one of your items is singular, probably. It doesn't have multiple.
But here's the problem. My earbuds should be connected to my phone, and my headphones should be connected to my tablet or my laptop, so they should be disconnected. But as soon as I put my headphones on, it dropped.
Can you have your other device forget the headphones, because it's probably finding the most recent device.
I probably can, genius. I probably can.
That was going to
Can
be.
I multitask?
I'm
Probably
the
not.
least likely to know what's going on, and that's my suggestion.
It was a fantastic suggestion, but I can't drink coffee and try to troubleshoot my headphones at the same time.
And that's why I don't drink coffee.
I'll be back.
Sure. How'd you make it through the week, genius?
Little D&D on Wednesday helped. That was good.
I really enjoy those sessions. It's random.
Fun with the backstories. I really hope J&D and Mike get in on it, even if it's not elaborate. It'll just be fun.
Yeah, I like that you posted it. I got to read all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you picking that up now?
Yeah,
now it's coming out
a little bit of it.
Again.
It's hilarious. Yeah, no, I figured that it's possible that maybe Ben talked to one of you guys when you were in prison or when you were escaping about why you were in there, and yeah, his excuse was he assumed it was a case of mistaken identity. Just while I was walking down the street, they thought I was somebody else. They put me in prison, but then apparently they did mean it to be me. I went willingly because I'm a highborn elf, and we don't fight the system kind of thing.
Figured it would all work out, right? The way it's meant to be.
Yeah, right. Court system should work, right? This is D&D. Nothing's supposed to work. Everything's supposed to cause a adventure.
Seems like it does. So random, right?
Yeah, nothing worth losing your head over, though, right? Oh wait.
Heyo.
Yeah, my other tablet for some reason is having D&D Beyond character issues. It's giving me the beholder screen, so I might have to go. I have a printed out copy just for emergency, and I also can go split screen, but then my camera freezes. But
didn't you get a smartphone?
I mean, my wife has one.
Yeah, you could always Wi-Fi up dndbeyond.com at some point.
So, did you get your equipment working now?
No. I'll just have to. I won't be able to hear Twitch, which I usually have Twitch on at the same time.
If there's a downtime in battle, you could always turn off your mics and listen to it. But
So no John yet, huh?
not as far as I can tell.
He's probably having a shot of bourbon and smoking some reefer somewhere. No?
Littering and smoking the reefer.
Smoking the reefer. I don't know. So last session, there's some polar bears on fire. Do we have to actually kill them?
I may yell at them to
They're-
stop, drop, and roll.
I'm gonna say
Smart.
we're far away from them, so we may, if they run, we may not catch them.
That
We have
shouldn't
what
matter.
we really need, right? Is the ingot shard?
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't matter if they run away. I mean, they're not attached to the other sled.
Unless we want polar bears to pull the sled back to town. How's your animal handling?
I am not fucking with polar
Good.
bears. I'll get eaten very quickly.
I have a +3.
You like that sheet I sent so you can see who's got the best of what?
Yeah, that was
Figured
good.
that'd be handy.
I keep forgetting that Krixis' stats are pretty, like, kind of boring. I don't really have any great stats.
Yeah, since Doc's stats are all in charisma and or not charisma, constitution and strength, there's not a lot of things that are affected by that. So, but I did make it so that he has nothing negative at least, which means there's a lot of zeros.
My coffee's weak this morning. I'm not a big fan.
Did you forget the Baileys?
Yeah. That could be better. Actually, I had like an old bottle of St. Brendan's, and it was like 15 years old.
Oh. Open?
Yeah.
That's probably
It
not.
was like in the back of my liquor cabinet when I was cleaning everything out.
Oh, and it wasn't even in the fridge?
No, dude. It was just back in the liquor cabinet. I was pretty sure one day I was like, hey, we should do Irish car bombs. So I bought it. And then like I expected to do Irish car bombs then the next day. And then it just didn't happen. That was like my favorite thing to do ever.
Oh, Irish car bombs are the best.
I still
now-
remember when you came down to Appleton that one year for St. Patrick's Day. And
I
I
did?
had to get and I kept buying shots because I needed to get these like collector's glasses that they were giving away with rounds of shots.
Oh, there's probably a reason I don't remember that.
For
Oh, it
for
was
those of you
before
listening,
It was
for
before
those
I
of you
got
listening to the chat, or for those of you listening to the session that are not from Wisconsin, this is normal.
Boy. Was that when we were like young?
there. No. No, I'm pretty sure it was probably 12 years ago. Sounds about right to me.
And we were in Appleton?
You came down to Appleton. Because my friend owned a bar at this point, and we were in his bar.
Are you sure that was me?
Guarantee it.
Wasn't me.
I mean, it sounds like me.
Let's see. I can actually tell you that 12 years ago, I was just about ready to get shingles, and that was fun.
That was 12 years ago? Good lord.
Yeah.
Somebody want to give John a call? My phone is being tied up with. Actually, I can give him a call.
Should we just... No?
Turn all robot-y? No.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here. Sorry. Coffee. And I smelled particularly bad, so
Ah, what else is new?
coffee and showers are important things.
And I thought he
Uh-oh.
smelled bad
Now I
on
hit
the
go and I'm locked up.
outside.
Oh, you know what I gotta do? I forgot something. I'll be right back.
Well, we got it until you get back, John. Don't worry.
Yeah. Move along. Nothing
Yeah.
to see here.
His camera's still spinning dots for me. I don't know if that's...
That's a John thing.
There's a connection wrong. So, Genus, I bought the update to D&D Beyond so I can start making my kids a couple characters.
Nice.
So, otherwise, I was at capacity. My 6 characters were all that I had. So,
Bobby, I need to hardwire the thing.
If
I
you
know.
if you create create a campaign and then invite me to it, then when you're making characters in that campaign, you can use everything I've got.
all right.
So just shoot me a message when you got it set up.
Sounds great. Morning, John.
Good morning. I'm having camera issues. Of course. Right.
Par for the course.
Par for the course. Running behind a little bit and then having camera issues. Let's see which one's the camera again. That is...
Camera 1, camera 2.
Oh, I don't know if it's
Camera
that
1.
Camera 1,
Camera
camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. What movie is that
Hey,
from?
Wayne.
That's from
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
That's it.
Wayne's World.
Some party time. Excellent.
That was probably runner up for my dog's names after Bill and Ted was Wayne and Garth.
that would have been a good one too.
Ready to preview your video chat. Turn on camera. Come on. You son of a bitch.
Such language.
Need to swap out Cooch's headphones for JC's camera and then have all the problems in one place.
Oh my god. I'm ready to throw these headphones against the wall all the time. Like sometimes I'll just turn them on. It sounds like it sounds all scrambly, and sometimes it'll just work flawlessly. So it's like I don't want to get rid of them because sometimes they work great. And then I bought new headphones, and I don't understand. They worked fine yesterday. Now it's like there's Bluetooth signals being crossed.
Yeah, so I have that issue when I'm at work because I have multiple things that I connect to, my phone and my computer and stuff, and it's usually I have to disconnect in one and reconnect in the other, even though it says I can use it as multi-point. So I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but yeah, that's something I run into frequently.
Such is life.
Yeah, I mean could be worse. Yeah, so you didn't answer my question. How much snow did you end up getting?
Oh, geez. 2 inches maybe, but it's going to keep snowing all day.
Is it?
Yeah, we got like a
Like
full
we got-
2 inches already.
I feel like we only got like an inch and a half, but it's like it looks like it's kind of done.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed in this year's snow accumulations.
Like you like snow? Like you want more of it?
Well, if it's gonna be cold, we might as well just have a whole bunch of snow. Otherwise, it's just cold and gloomy.
I'd rather die than get more snow.
And if there's less snow, that means there's less snow to melt in the spring, which means less water in my basement. So I like that.
God Lord.
Yes?
Oh, was that?
What's up,
hello?
brother?
Now quick, throw him on the stream before he's ready.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Start us. Go, go, go. I'm good. No. We can go.
He's
We don't have
calling
to
it.
go. Up to. Are you starting us?
No, not yet. I'm
You look-
fixing cameras.
You look much better today.
That's because my
As
camera's
opposed-
on.
No.
I think I missed a joke.
It's not because the
Keep
camera's on.
Oh,
I prefer the camera issues.
that hurts my feelings.
You look
John,
much clearer.
that gets me here and here.
That's let's see, that's all charisma then, isn't it? That gets you in the heart and the head. Oh no, that might a wisdom saving throw. Explains all that.
Hmm. All right, I'm putting us.
John's in
I'm
rare
just an
form today.
asshole this morning. Holy shit.
John's ready to rock.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good session.
So apparently we should be
By the
prepared
way-
to die.
This week, the flaming polar bears have shotguns. Here we go.
Lasers.
Shotguns in an anti-magic field.
Yeah, polar bears
They
with
deserve a
freaking
warm
laser
meal.
beams attached to their heads.
Oh, holy crap.
All right, here we go, huh?
I guess. I need coffee too. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host NDM JC, here this morning with these nerds. The man on the ones and twos pointing his finger at me when I'm not ready. Tom M. Norman playing Aronan.
You said you were ready, so I
said go, I was late. I didn't say I was ready.
oh, touche, salesman, touche. What's up,
Fair.
people?
Of course, Ryan, Krixis Kukta here. On a fun
up?
day
How you
Sunday.
doing?
And as I take a drink of coffee, we got the one, the only, the lazy dragon, the lore master, Jeff Doc Williams.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. That beard is filling in nicely, dude.
It's a month old today.
That is hot damn.
Are you gonna take
Yeah.
monthly pictures like people do of their babies? 1 month.
No, this
put
is my
little
monthly
signs up.
picture.
1 month old.
Kind of the most interesting thing you could post on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
lay down. I'm gonna lay down on one of those blankets with the numbers on it.
Yes, you have to.
That would be amazing. Or just bibs with the number on it. Eventually it starts covering it up. That would be fantastic.
All the good ideas
Oh.
come through us, people.
Yep, exactly. Jump on that before we patent it. Genius, would you like to catch us up some?
Sure can. So we started the last session with noticing that there was a missing sled and some goblin tracks. So we started in pursuit. We heard some commotion over a ridge. Let Aronan go check it out. He saw 9 goblins and 2 polar bears. So we decided to leave the dogs behind and try to sneak up. And other than Aronan, everybody pretty much failed at stealth, which initiated combat. Some sneak attacks, some good rolls, some bad rolls, some worse rolls, and broken javelins later. 6 of the goblins are dead. an explosion right towards the end of the session rocked the wagon with the polar bears attached to it, which caused them to panic. And I believe that is where we left off.
Yep. Right at Krixis's go here as this explosion happens. The goblin action movie sailing out of the back of the wagon with the flames behind him lands in a pile of snow. And the polar bears heave on the wagon and start going. Krixis, what would you like to do?
Say, holy shit. So I'm taking a look at that wagon, and flaming polar bears probably are going to run faster than Krixis through the snow. So I am going to. Can I tell if that goblin that jumped out of the back of the wagon is still alive, or was he?
Yep, you see him lift his head up and kind of turn and look back to see that the wagon is on fire.
Okay.
When he looks and gets confirmation of him, he kind of nods and smiles to himself.
Okay. I am going to. How far away is he?
60 feet.
Okay. I am going to slowly just take a couple steps towards him and say, this is where you should run. And I'm going to hold a guiding bolt to see if he makes a movement towards me.
All right. So you hold the guiding bolt. He kind of pops up, and when you speak, he turns and looks at you and nods again and then starts running. He just goes off running. And when he takes off running, the boss lady and the other one both take off running as well. The wagon is going west, and these goblins are going north. Two different directions. If none of you are going to attack, we can take this out of initiative, or if you're going to pursue, what do you think you're going to do? Let's go to Aronan quick.
I'm going to take out my short bow and just kind of launch an arrow at the commander.
At the commander?
Yep.
So you're going to shoot at him?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Make an attack roll. Oh, crap. I don't have stat block up. It's easy enough to find, though.
15.
15, I believe. Yes. I'm trying to think. Was that one 15? One of them was 15. One second as this loads in. Oh, and really kind of a neat thing about D&D Beyond, as I'm pulling this up, it now shares your die rolls. There's a log if you use the dice roller, so we can see each other's stuff, and it will actually pop up little pop-up windows. We came
Really?
across this on Friday night playing.
Really?
It's kind of neat.
Like
Yeah.
if you're in the same campaign together?
Yep. So like if I go here, 15 does not hit. But if I go in here and swing with Ellie's mace, and it rolls, do you get an alert that says,
Eliana Tamarin rolled mace to hit 20.
Yep.
How do I share that?
you just rolled the dice? Use the dice roller.
Oh, it's automatic.
It's automatic. If you're in the same campaign, it's automatic. And if you look next to the long rest, there's a campaign with a little red text button. If you click on that, it will actually open up the log of all the dice rolls.
That's unbelievable.
That is awesome.
D&D Beyond's got it figured out, man. Good for them.
They're doing some good shiznit. So,
Cooch, I would suggest getting an annual membership.
I do have one, actually.
it's good. It is good.
That's what I
Unlimited
just
characters
changed.
is fun.
So battle is over?
You launch an arrow out of the mist. They take off. Doc, what would you like to do? Ellie's.
I'm gonna.
She's just observing.
I'm the shortest and the slowest in the group, but I'm gonna ask Krixis if I should. Duke, should I go get the wagon? And I'll point towards the polar bears.
That doesn't seem to make much sense. Do you want to be on fire too?
So is the whole thing on fire or just a
Yeah.
part of it?
The wagon itself is on fire. Like the interior is a blazing
Okay,
inferno.
so-
Like to
so-
step inside it right now, you'd go toasty.
So we wouldn't be able to salvage anything from it anyways.
Exactly. And looking at it, you kind of get the idea that that was the whole point behind what he did. You don't get our wagon.
Bastards.
There's like some secret goblin technology in there he didn't want us to get.
I mean, if magical items wouldn't burn, but who knows how long until we catch them.
I doubt these dudes have any magical items. I'm guessing.
Goblin Death Star plans were in there.
Yeah, right.
Goblin Death Star plans.
All right.
Okay, their plans were flawed anyway. There's probably a porthole somewhere.
But we do have a problem because now we've got a
Portable
giant cart. We've got a giant cart of iron ingots that we need to get back to town, right?
Yep. So now we
Yep.
should probably just go grab the dogs and have them pull it out to the road. We're gonna. This is gonna suck because we have.
How
It's gonna be a slow
How heavy-
back.
how heavy do we think that cart's gonna be? Like in number of
Can-
dogs?
I can tell you in a minute how heavy that cart is.
4
It's
dogs
actually
heavy.
listed here. Cart weighs a total of 900 pounds between the cart and the ingots on it.
Damn.
It
So
took
that's
4
really-
goblins struggling to get it moving.
The dogs can pull 360 pounds according to D&D Beyond. So we need 3 of the dogs just to pull it.
So
Which leaves 3 dogs and 4 people. Unless we
yeah.
put the lightest person on one and stow a bunch of crap in the bag of holding.
So that means that there's gonna be one. Well, let's get the dogs and at least get this thing to the road first, and then we can
Yeah.
figure out traveling.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start heading back towards the. Actually, I'm going to say, why don't you guys go and grab the dogs? I'm gonna stay here and keep an eye out for the goblins to be sure they don't come back.
You know,
Fair.
loot the body while you're
Yep, I'm
while
gonna
you're waiting.
loot the bodies.
All right. So Ellie's gonna go help with the dogs. Actually, she's gonna go take up a position where she is on the crest of this ridge and can actually keep an eye on all of you. At the time, she'll be like the connecting point, still being able to see Aronan and watch Krixis and Doc go over the hill to where the dogs are. Aronan, searching through the bodies, you can make an investigation check.
Nice. 23.
You find a couple of little sealskin pouches on each one. What the fuck is that? What is
Well?
a D? 1D and 6 CP. Oh, 1D6 CP. Oh, shit. Hang on a minute.
John needs another sip of coffee.
I need coffee. I need water. I'm going, how much currency is D? What is D?
Dinar.
They each have there's a grand total of like 12 copper on them.
That's it?
Yep, they're goblins, dude. That's
They don't
the
buy
world
much.
to them. The one that had anything of interest is running away. So,
That's all I find.
yep.
All right. I'm gonna go
And they're shitty ass goblin weapons that you wouldn't get anything for at
no,
a store.
I don't want that crap. I'm gonna go over to the sled and look at the ingots.
It is a sled full of iron ingots. You're guessing there's probably about 600 pounds worth of ingots here.
So are they? Is it what we would picture as far as like gold bricks? You know, like the rectangular.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, no, it's little stones. It's little chunks of iron that have not been refined yet. Like they've been
Okay.
taken out of the mine. They need to go to the blacksmith to be smelted into bars, which can be then worked with.
Okay. Brain is working. Doc's bag
So
of holding
we're-
may come into play.
Probably coming back with the dogs
Yeah,
at this point.
I was
Might be
gonna
better
say,
putting the-
make an animal handling check as you two approach the dogs.
You want advantage or you want to each roll?
I just rolled one, so go ahead and roll one.
Um, 4.
Not better.
4? Not better. Not better at all.
So you could see my roll then? Is that
Yep,
how
yep,
that
yep.
works?
Yep.
Yeah, you had a
Krixis got
15.
the 15.
This is delightful.
It's fantastic. It allows you to. The only thing is I need a monitor that's a little bit bigger.
Did you not see my roll, Krixis?
I didn't look,
Oh,
to
Alright.
be honest with you.
I'm just gonna roll something here. It should pop up in your upper
Yeah.
right hand corner.
There it
Yep.
is.
and doctors rolled something. Yep.
That is fantastic. All right, cool. So
Cool.
that's what
Oh.
it does.
I love the little advertising thing where it gives you the special dice you use underneath and where it came from.
Oh, really?
If you use something other than the normal dice. Rolled
Bob,
with Blacksmith's dice pack.
That's a sweet pack.
So the animal handling check with a 15, these dogs know you. You're able to get them up the hill. As you're bringing them back and you get up near Eliana, there's a massive howl in the distance, like a pained animal that may end up running around like the bear in the great outdoors because the hair on its ass has been ripped off.
We just watched that movie. We just did on Friday with the kids. Oh my god.
If you don't know what the great outdoors is, folks, you need to rent that movie and watch it. Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, one of the greatest comedies from my childhood.
Oh my god. So
Oh.
good.
I didn't even understand half the jokes in it when I was.
Suck my wave.
Go get yourself a spin cycle. The dogs get a little skittish at this, but you're able to maintain control of them, and you do eventually arrive down by Aronan, Ellie, Doc, and Krixis, all of you together with the puppies.
I'm going to call Doc over with his bag of holding.
Okay, yeah,
Doc, come here for a second.
probably makes sense to use that. Yeah. What do you need?
Yeah, so we're gonna be able to use this in the future. So I'm gonna kind of force him to turn around, kind of like push him around, open up his bag of holding, and I'm gonna throw a bunch of chunks of ingot into the bag.
I'm looking up a bag of holding to see how much it can contain.
500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet, which I think the math on that is 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet.
Which means you could say without you have barely anything in there too, right?
There's almost nothing in there.
Almost nothing in there. So I'm going to say with little issue, if you use the bag of holding, you'll be able to move the majority of these ingots in there and get to a point where the dogs can pull you guys reasonably. If you either leave this, well, they wanted you to recover the sled.
Yes.
If you could. So
So my point, which nobody else knows, is that this is not a great idea to move the sled. It is my idea of taking ingots. So I'm going to go with that's a great idea.
You don't know that.
It'll make it easier to move with, yes, it will make it easier to move. I'm glad I've thought of that. And I'm just going to keep filling up the bag and ask everybody else to help me fill it up.
Of course, I'm going to do that.
You get towards the end and you're dropping them in, and it's like you start seeing you drop one in and it like sticks out of the top of this black void at the top of the bag just a little bit and cram it in there. And
She's full.
All right, so
one dog
I
should be able to
don't
pull it
need-
then.
Mhm.
I don't actually need 2 dogs, so I'll lend one of my dogs. Based on my weight.
All right, so you hook the dogs up appropriately and move out. Where are you headed? Headed back south?
Do we do we need to hook up? Because there wouldn't be a driver for that sled. Do we trust that the dogs are trained well enough to just follow, or do we need to do some kind of tandem just to keep 5 sleds?
What do you think? What do you want to do?
I think we should attach a rope from the harness of that dog to Krixis or whoever it's going to follow, because I'm assuming it would follow Krixis the best because he's been in charge of it the longest.
Yeah.
So maybe tie a
Sounds
50-foot
good.
rope to the harness of the dog and then to the back of the sled.
So you hook up Barkley to sled and then to Krixis?
Yeah, is it possible to just like kind of like a train car connect the second cart to the back of my sled?
Oh, that would be easier
Sure.
because then both dogs would pull yours and yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Totally
like
do
what
it.
we did. Okay.
So you take your rope and you actually hook the pull the sled behind your sled as you take off. I assume the same running order: Krixis, Ellie, Aronan, or Krixis, Aronan, Ellie, Doc.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
As you're heading back, is there any special way you're traveling on the way back?
I mean, stopping every hour
what's the
for
weather?
resting the dogs.
Thank you. The weather's actually nice. Jeff had what I was looking for.
Okay, I was gonna say the most direct route back.
Fair enough.
Straight line?
Straight line, as the crow flies.
Try to follow our tracks if we can find them.
Yeah, I think we'd like to follow the same route, and then just make sure we're stopping regularly to feed our dogs and chit chat.
Okay, make a perception check as you're traveling, all of you.
Try to get new dice. It's 5. Maybe I should be rolling on D&D Beyond.
Maybe.
20. Oh,
Not better.
24.
Oh, Krixis. Ouch. And 24 for Aronan. Krixis, Doc, you don't notice. Crap. Let's see, where's Ellie? Let's give Ellie a perception check as well. I forgot about that. Oh, she's got a pretty dang good perception. And a decent roll. 18. She looks up at one point and sees there's a hawk that's just kind of circling in the sky, kind of following you guys. It doesn't seem to be going away. She keeps looking up at it occasionally and checking on it as you're traveling. Aronon, you see this, but you also hear something in the distance. You hear what sounds like another dog sled. Several dogs barking. And you hear occasionally a voice yelling, "Mush! Mush!"
Is it coming closer or is it like in pace with us?
It seems to be getting closer, but you don't think it's traveling like directly to you. Maybe It's off to the. It doesn't seem like it's on the trail from where you're hearing it, but it's also coming in on the wind at this point. I mean, you did roll a 24, so.
Yeah. I'm going to let it go until our next stopping point, and then I'll mention it.
All right. You get to the next stopping point. The hawk is still circling overhead. You all hear it now as you're resting with the dogs and everything. You hear this voice yelling, "Mush, mush, damn it, like this!" And you see coming over the hill, burly guy, just a big burly guy. He's got a pickaxe on his back. He's got this big red beard with this crazy mustache.
So
That
the
kind of
guy
sticks up
from
his head.
the Christmas, what is that? What Christmas claymation?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Yukon Cornelius.
So basically, Yukon Cornelius is in D&D.
Absolutely looks like Yukon Cornelius coming over the hill, pulling the sled. The dogs are in the sled. He's like, he said like, "This, you idiots," and you get the idea that he grabbed the reins and started pulling the sleds, and the dogs went, "Oh," and jumped in. And he comes over the hill and he stops and he sees you guys there. "Well, who are you?" Drops the reins and comes walking down.
Who are you?
"Well, I'm Callan Cornelius.
Fair enough.
I am the greatest prospector in all of the North. Wow!" And he throws his pickaxe up in the air. Lands on the ground. He kind of picks it up. And no.
I got nothing. I literally have nothing.
One of you's got some gold, though. I can smell it.
Listen, dude. I don't know what crack you've been smoking on your trip over here, but if you throw the pickaxe up in the air again, I'm probably going to have to punch you in the nose.
Krixis steps in and says, I apologize, sir. My friend is a little cantankerous with this weather. It's a bit chilly out here."
He seems like one of them abominable snowmen.
That
Very
sounds like
grumpy.
him. You're absolutely right. So what are you doing up in these parts, sir?
Looking for silver and gold. Gold and silver, silver and gold. Not finding much. But yes,
Well, that is not a quest. That is not a quest we share. We have some personal belongings, but you are, of course, not welcome to those.
I don't want personal belongings, but if you got any gold.
How much gold do you have? As I eye up his cart.
I have. You walk up to his cart and you're gonna go try and flip it?
No, I'm just looking. I'm looking at his cart to see if I see anything of value poking out.
You go look. You kind of peek over at his cart, and his dogs are on his cart, and they're. And this has got Prince hackles up, and he's ready to go.
Yep. I'm gonna go Prince and snap my fingers at him.
Make an animal handling check.
Yeah. This isn't gonna end well. 13.
Prince kind of looks at you and lays down.
That worked out. Yeah, so I'm still gonna keep looking around at his.
As you look around, these dogs, they've stopped growling, but they are keeping an eye on you. They're in a pouncing position. They seem very protective of this wagon. There doesn't seem to be any, there's like a bedroll and what seems to be like a tent and provisions and stuff, but you don't see anything that would be like valuable. You have a feeling the most valuable thing this guy owns is his pickaxe that he threw in the air.
So he's not very good at his job, is what I hear you saying. He's a great prospector, but prospecting around these parts sounds difficult.
Very difficult. It's cold. Looking for gold. Do you have any gold? Even just a piece. Just one.
Doc will reach in the
Krixis.
bag of holding and toss him one piece of ingot slag.
Ingot, like the iron ingot?
This-
One of
Yeah, I'll
those?
just toss him one and say, "This is what we got."
I'm gonna look at Doc and like give him like, what the hell are you doing?
It's not worth it.
That ain't gonna do any good. He tastes the rock and throws it back to you. I'm looking for gold.
All right. Krixis will say, yeah, sure. Krixis will say, here's a gold shilling on me, sir. If we meet again, you owe me a beer.
Fantastic. And he takes the gold coin, flips it up in the air, catches it in his mouth, and you see him swallow.
I
Thank you. And he goes and back to his wagon and gets his dogs and mush, dogs, mush.
I'm going to turn around and look at everybody and say, what? Are you trying to give everything away? Also, I've never wanted to gut somebody more than I did just now.
That
He's still
can't be
fighting
true.
with it. He's still fighting with his dogs, trying to get his dogs to do it. And then if you observe him for a while, he hooks him up, and he's kind of like, he's not hitting them, but he's like pushing their butt, trying to get them to run. And they're running and everything, almost like the dogs have him trained. That once he gets frustrated enough, which he does, he says, like this, and he grabs the front end of the wagon, or not wagon, but thing, and starts pulling and getting the dogs jump in the sled immediately. And he starts walking away with the dogs in his sled.
Yeah, I mean, Krixis is going to turn to Aronan and say, how many gold pieces do you think he has in that stomach?
I don't know. He's a big boy.
Oh.
I kind of want to find out.
Goading him. Nice.
And then Krixis says, we should get back by while the weather is still nice.
I'm gonna take one last look at Yukon Cornelius pulling the sled away and hop on my sled.
As you take one last look back at him, he's got a serious case of plumber's crack going on. But all his skin there is gold. Like his whole backside is like gold.
Was he wearing a Callan suit or what's happening?
God damn it, John, you're making this really tough. But I am not chaotic evil, so I will leave him. I will let him go.
All right.
Did you mention the hawk flying in the sky or not?
I would have.
Still
That
up
would-
there watching.
Yeah, I would. That would have been one of the things I would have mentioned. Also, as a side
Fair enough.
note, if I was to pull out my sword and attack the guy, I'm pretty sure Ellie would have dropped a load and yelled at me, and Doc and Krixis probably would not have approved.
I still would have shot him in the face, though. All right, I think we're getting the dogs back up then after whatever the hell that was.
Okay.
And I think for Krixis will say, for his sake, I hope he doesn't run upon Aronan again.
He seemed nice enough, Ellie says.
No
Nice
man
doesn't
that
pay the
I know
bills.
has an ass made of gold. Krixis laughs at his own jokes a lot.
Living in the cold and the dark makes you a little crazy, I guess.
As you're kind of getting stuff packed up, Ellie says, that reminds me of a story I once heard. This is about the boy born with a screw in his belly button. Did you ever hear that story? He went to his dad and he said, Dad, do you know what the screw's for? His dad said, no, I don't know what that screw's for. Went to his mom, said, Mom, do you know what this screw's for? His mom said, no, I don't know what that screw's for. He went to his older brother, same thing. Do you know what this screw's for? He said, no, I have no idea what that screw's for. So he goes and one day and he finds a screwdriver and he's tinkering with the screwdriver, just kind of turning the screw in his belly, and it keeps loosening and loosening and loosening. And suddenly his ass fell off. It was a story my dad told me when I was little.
Some kids have.
I don't know why it came to mind.
John, that's the screw ass
Ellie.
kid.
This is Ellie's story.
I'm just gonna
Sure.
shake my head at her and
You're all smiling. That's the point of the story, she said. Let's go.
I'm gonna mumble under my breath. What a waste of time.
Is that for the joke or for Ellie?
No, that was for Ellie hearing Aronan mumble. What a waste of time. She did not.
Thank you for sharing, Ellie. All right, let's get going.
As you proceed away, the hawk does not follow you. And to your best guess, you think it started following him.
Interesting.
Continue south.
Yep.
Back to. All right. Make a perception. Who's the last one? Doc.
Doc, yeah.
Make a perception check. At disadvantage.
All right.
I'll give you an opportunity, possibly.
Hold on. Let's see. Disadvantage is like that. Doesn't look good.
Oh no, that's not good at all. 4. Yeah, no, you don't hear anything as you guys pull away.
Fantastic.
Excuse me. The rest of your travel headed back. You have one night to spend in the wilderness. It goes by. You take watches in shifts, and it goes by without issue. There is no blizzard. The weather's actually calm, but it's cold. And you have your gear, and you have ways you actually can stay at the same pine tree if you'd like to. You find it again on your way back.
Sure.
With very little issue, headed back to town. You roll into town with an extra dog sled, and a bag of holding full of ingots.
So when we get back into town, right before we actually get into town,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to yell to Krixis to stop.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, so where do we actually want to bring this to? Do we want to bring this directly to the inn? Do we want to leave it on the edge of town for them? What do we want to do with this? Because we probably shouldn't let it out of our sight.
I suppose it depends on how many ingots we found.
Well,
And I look at Aronan for further direction.
so I mean, there's still, because we wouldn't have been able to put all of them in the bag, right? So
Correct. There's still about 100 pounds worth of them sitting.
Yeah, so that's a lot of ingots that we don't want stolen.
Plus
Then-
the sled.
Plus a sled, yeah. So I think we bring it to maybe a hidden spot behind the inn, if there is one. We can find a spot to kind of hide it, fill it back up, minus maybe a handling fee, and kind of keep an eye on it and go find them. Because the sooner this is out of our hands, the sooner we don't have to worry about it.
Each ingot, to your knowledge, would be worth about 5 silver points.
Mm-hmm.
Silver pieces. Silver points. God Freaking video games. 5 silver pieces. How many would you like to keep for your handling fee?
Well, I'm thinking, how much does each ingot weigh, do you think? Is it like a pound an ingot?
2 pounds.
2 pounds an ingot?
Yep.
I
I
mean,
mean, we can
So you
keep
have
as much as you want
250
in the bag.
ingots.
ideally, what my idea is, and I'm going to mention this to the rest of the group, is that we find an expert craftsman who can make something really good out of this.
You know from the conversation, Krixis, that this shipment was supposed to go specifically to Black Iron Blades, which is a smithy here in Bryn Shander.
So my concern is that we would have to hold these ingots until we're beyond this city. If we bring ingots to the smithy and say we coincidentally also have these ingots that are our personal collection, that would raise the ire.
True. But if
Of-
we don't do it, yeah, so if we don't do it in this town, we should be safe.
Looking at the ingots as you're contemplating this, Aronan, you notice stamped on each one is a little mug with like foam pouring out of the top of it. It isn't so good on some of them, but some of them it's clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like they're marked as, hey, these were ours.
So I'm going to point that out and say, let's put it all back, but keep ones that are less marked, or if they don't have the marking on them, we'll keep those. 50 pounds, because we don't want to make it look like we actually took anything. And if they
Make an investigation check.
All right. And if
As
they
you're
mention
going
anything
through.
about it looking light, we can say, well, it wasn't in our possession, and we had a battle and goblins, so we could just say that some got lost in the snow.
I mean, I think we mentioned about the flaming sled, and some could have been in the flaming sled.
Yep. 14.
14. I see that pop up on the screen. That's so fantastic. So digging through it, you are able to find probably about 20 ingots that are either not fully marked or the marking is difficult to read at best.
Okay.
So what? In order to get these out of the bag, Doc doesn't have a lot of experience with the bag, but he probably would make an attempt at tipping the whole thing over on top of the cart. So he would.
All
so
these
what-
ingots come pouring out of the bag,
So
falling.
Doc would have taken out the things that he knew were in the bag, which included the Krixis' old cloak, and put that to the side so it didn't get in the pile, and then tip it over on top
So this
of
old
the sled.
vomit-covered cloak, right?
Yeah.
Vomit and
Yeah.
vomit and just vomit.
I think it was vomit covered.
Yeah,
and
'cause-
I think there was some blood on it too. I
Yeah,
think.
some blood and vomit covered cloak. It looks a little familiar, just as he kind of pulls it out of the bag and sets it down. What else did you pull out of there?
Some blankets from the inn. Let's see. I probably had the maul out of it already, and the horn because I would have made space. There's like a handful of coins, less than 10 gold worth, and I think that was it that was in there.
Okay.
So if when dumping it over, if a bottle comes out that we maybe talked about like a month or 3 ago.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in dumping it out, then all the ingots fall out and a bottle.
Make a dexterity saving throw as you see the spot come rolling out.
I'm gonna go D&D Beyond on this one. Come on! Oh no!
No. Jeff, please refresh my memory. I remember you talking about it, but
I had intended it to be a bottle of dragon's blood.
Yes, that is right.
Would
There's this.
would any of us have been close enough to see it fall out, and close enough to try and grab it?
Yeah, you're there inspecting these ingots, going through them, waiting to go through them, or going through them. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as well.
Come on. Really want this.
Papa needs a new vial of dragon's blood. I don't think it's good.
It's
5.
5. Oh.
Natty 1.
Oh, it was a natural 1
Uh-huh.
too. Okay. So you go for it, Doc, and you actually hit it at Aronan as you realize what it is, and you're like, oh no, and you knock it. Aronan kind of, and it falls. It falls in the snow, safely away from.
Whoa.
It is a panic moment that you both realize that this is a glass bottle that's going to hit these ingots and probably shatter, and neither one of you catch it, but both of you making an effort to get it, push it out into a place where when it falls it does not shatter, i.e. the DM wants you to have this.
Did you put that in there?
Don't look at me, man. You think I would put something like this in your sack? This stays in my sack. I'm gonna bend over and pick it up and look at it.
It is a dark bottle, like it's think of like a 19 Crimes wine bottle. How they always, all the red wines have that dark outside color, almost protecting the whatever its contents are inside, whether they react to light or light will do something to it. It's a dark tinted bottle. It's got a cork in the top of it that's actually in there, pressed in there real well, and there's wax sealing that cork on there. And on the front of it, it just says dragon's blood. And then there's some smaller fine print that seems to be etched in there with a very rough hand in the glass that is very difficult to read, almost like someone who was severely drunk wrote it. And looking at the dragon's blood etching in it that says dragon's blood, it's all over the place.
That must have been in there from when the crew gave me the bag. Wonder if he knew it was in there.
Oh, it's ours now.
Yeah, something to celebrate.
I'm gonna put it in my backpack, or I'm gonna put it in my pouch.
Okay.
Do any of us intrinsically know the value of dragon's blood?
No. Because you know it's a bottle of what you can basically pick up on is a bottle of alcohol of some kind.
Sure.
By the etching, it sounds homemade.
Yes. I mean, player knowledge, a couple of you know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I do not.
You do not. You're the one that doesn't.
That's why I put it in there. I mean, crew put it in there.
So you save the bottle. You go through. You find your 20 ingots that are marked or mismarked or hard to read.
You put them back in the bag then, I assume?
Those couple, yeah, I would assume. You're putting those in the bag of holding. It's 40 pounds worth of stuff. So.
Yeah.
Throw that back in, put your stuff back in. Krixis, do you say anything about your cloak showing up when you notice it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to say, what in the name of why would you keep that? Ugh, the stench.
It's wafting off of there pretty well. You can smell it through your gaiter that's covering your face even. It's pretty nasty.
Is it yours? I found it in an alley.
Discard it into the snow and let's move on. Good God.
Well, I got pretty warm weather gear now, so probably don't need it.
Do you go to grab it or move it at all? Then, Doc?
I'll just leave it where it is, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look at
Krixis
Doc.
will pick it up. Krixis will pick it up and like unfurl it to see what the damage is at this point.
You go to pick it up and you kind of pick it and it just kind of comes up in one big chunk and doesn't unfold real well. And it's a combination of being dried out and frozen at this point.
Oh, good lord.
I'm gonna look at Doc and shake my head and say, I would rather freeze to death than wrap myself in that cloak.
Oh, I figured it could be cleaned.
Dwarven pack rat.
If one of us needed that cloak to stay warm, we'd be thankful we had it. We could clean it and be thankful we had it. Ellie says, Doc, thank you for grabbing it. That was a smart idea. I saw you had some blankets as well. You didn't steal those, did you?
Doc just kind of doesn't say anything.
Okay, don't take stuff that isn't our stock, she says.
Yeah, that's my job.
She kind of pinches her eyes. It's bad enough I gotta watch him. And she points at Aronan. Don't you pick up his bad habits.
I'm just gonna shrug.
Don't encourage him, Aronan.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to get caught. Unless you're actually good at this. Don't take shit.
Should we go then?
Yeah,
Bring the ingots
let's.
back
So we have
Do
40
we-
pounds 40 pounds of ingots, right?
in
Yep.
the bag of holding that
Yep.
you guys are snaking for yourself.
I'm assuming you're gonna add that to your collection there,
Yep.
Mr. Doc.
Okay, so you guys go to do you go to Black Iron Blades or do you go try and find Runa and her friends?
I would say go and find her because it's her problem now.
Yeah, I suggest if if we want to make sure we get payment for our services, we should deliver it back to our benefactor.
Concur.
Okay. All right, so you head back to the Northlook. What was it called? The Northlook Tavern.
Yep.
Where you met her initially. You head back, and she's sitting at the bar by herself. Her friends seem to have gone off somewhere. She's one of like 2 or 3 patrons in the bar at this point in time. The sky has grown dark again. The shimmering light has gone away, and it's just stars. On a clear night, as you push open the door to the tavern and walk in, you see her sitting there alone. There's one other person sitting in the corner, a familiar person, smoking on a pipe with her feet up. She's kind of got her head down, looking at her drink, and seems a little
So
put out.
Krixis will walk up to Bruno's left side
Mhm.
and kind of announce himself with his hand on the table or the bar in front, wherever she's standing,
Mhm.
and kind of whisper over into the ear that she has left and say,
He's not wrong. This is good.
the shipment was secured and is waiting for you.
Oh. Well then. Right. Take me to it. And she kind of hops off the bar stool and starts doing up her cold weather gear real well. She kind of had it all open to sit at the bar, much like being at a ski lodge when you're skiing. You kind of undo all your stuff while you're having a beer.
I'm
She zips up and
Aronon's gonna go up to the bar and get a drink and let them handle the shipment there.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper to Krixis, I'm gonna see if I can get some information about our next objective. So I'm gonna go up to the bar, order a drink, and then kind of throw out the.
Throw the shocker. I got a split medic.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's right about here. Not so much here or here, but right here.
Make a make a perception check.
Whew, that was almost a natty one. 18.
As Runa and Krixis kind of walk out of the bar room, the dwarf in the corner smoking on her pipe just kind of looks around, and then just kind of starts shaking her head, realizing, the only other person besides the bartender in there now.
Oh, there was nobody else in there?
No, it was just her at the bar and the one in the corner. And
Oh, I missed that
I'm
part.
sorry if my description made it sound like there was a bunch of people in there, but no, there was no.
Well, I'm not going to do that then. That would be dumb. I'm going to go outside. Actually, no, I'm going to sit at the bar and have a drink. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. You sit at the bar and have a drink. You bring Runa out to the sled, and she looks at it and she says, "That's absolutely the sled. And door." Oh, and she kind of pulls back the tarp and kind of looks at him and sees this familiar stamping, and she gets lost in thought for a minute. And she says, "Did you find anything of our friend?"
Krixis takes a heavy breath, and then I confirm that her friend did not make it. And then I'm not sure who's got the lock. Doc, do you have the lock? Doc?
No, Aronon's got it. And Aronan would probably appreciate if we didn't mention it unless we had to.
Okay. So I say, you're right. That makes sense. I'll say a body was found.
Fair enough.
Parts of a body.
I owe you these for recovery of, and holds out the 6 bloodstones, worth 50 gold pieces each. Gold points. I see GP and SP, and I think point.
You keep going with your bad self there, John.
Yep. They're a opaque, dark gray gemstone that has like these red flecks in it. They actually look very, very cool. Almost like the stone itself is bleeding. She hands the 6 of those over to you. Says, "Well, can you help me bring these to Black Iron Blades? I don't have dogs currently."
Absolutely. So I assume it's still attached to the back of Krixis' cart, as we assume we probably need to move it someplace. So I invite Runa up onto my sled with me, and we'll kind of head over to the weaponsmith.
All right. So you head over to Black Iron Blades and you turn in the ingots. She's incredibly thankful and looks at you and says, "I will pass on your good deed, notes of your good deeds to any merchants I can possibly mention them to, and I am incredibly thankful for your help. What this will amount to for you guys is, as word spreads, you may start getting discounts from different merchants if they have heard of you for successfully returning the sled there. You do have the stones. Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Put those in my inventory already.
Yep. Doc, what are you doing? Are you assisting with all this as it goes on, or are you
Yeah, I would have gone with Krixis.
okay? When the two of you guys leave, Ellie says, "I'm gonna go make sure he's okay," and kind of walks into the bar. So Aronan, after a few minutes in there, Ellie comes walking in, pulling the big mittens off, hood down, untying some stuff, sets the pile of hat, gloves, scarf, everything onto the bar as you do, and looks at the bartender and just asks for a fire water.
I'm gonna turn to her and say, "How'd it go?"
Well, we got the payment they promised, and they're taking because she doesn't have any dogs, they're taking the sled to the blacksmith right now.
Good deal.
She asked about
Oh, go ahead.
She asked about her friend, and you have that lock, don't you?
I do.
It's not worth anything, is it? Like, monetarily, it didn't have a key.
I'm trying to
should give it
remember
back.
from when we picked it up. Did it have any special markings or etchings on it and stuff?
It was an elaborately etched lock. It was very pretty. It was more of a piece of art than a functional lock, especially without the key.
So
You get the idea that it might be worth a few gold, but that is about it. As far as a price, like we're talking less than 5 gold type thing.
I was gonna hold on. I'm gonna say I was gonna hold on to it to bring it to a jeweler or an expert locksmith to see if there's any value to it, or if there was something special about it to where if we could get it to open, it would do something. Like maybe had a secret compartment or something. Maybe it was more of a decoration than a lock. So I'd prefer to hold on to it.
All right. I'd give you 5 gold for it.
You'd give me 5 gold for it?
Yeah.
You realize I have all of your gold in my pocket right now, right?
Yeah.
No, it's more of a curiosity factor for me at this point.
You didn't see her face when she was thinking about her friend. I think she probably values that lock more than anything you would find financial value for it.
Like I said, I'm not going for the financials on this one, unless, of course, it's actually worth financials. Yeah, this is staying in my pocket. I'm bringing it to a locksmith or a jeweler or something. It's not really up for discussion. You can pout all you want on that stool, but if you ruin my buzz, I am going to be mad.
She looks at you and grabs her fire water, slams it, and grabs her stuff and slams the shot glass down on the bar and grabs her stuff and walks out without saying anything.
I'm going to look at the bartender and say, "Women, am I right?"
Are you rolling to see if the bartender's a woman?
Well, if it was a woman, I would definitely not say that.
He looks at you and says, "You're playing a dangerous game." And holds up a hand, and he's missing 2 fingers.
Well,
lost those in the divorce.
Yeah, right.
No, I lost those when I got locked out of the house one evening. The nights are cold and frostbite sucks.
Yeah, I'm not overly worried about that.
She has taken me back.
Most of you.
Careful what women you poke. I mean that in every possible sense, sir. There's a show title. Be careful what women you pull. Go back to Krixis and Doc. You guys just finished up at the blacksmith. Runa said her goodbyes. She's very thankful. She went off pulling her own wagon or her own sled at this point because it was empty. She could pull it and pulling it off towards the I want to say stockades, but that's not what I'm thinking. Stockades is where you put people who are in trouble.
Like
You gotta watch the show. People on the podcast, you gotta watch the show because I do all kinds of different stuff when I think sometimes, and I talk with my hands.
That was called driving a Harley.
Driving Harley. Stables. Brings her sled to the stables for storage.
Close to stockade, but yeah, stable.
Yeah, it's just a different animal in it. What would the two of you like to do?
I'm assuming it's not market time during the day.
No. Actually, if anything, it is
For instance.
evening-ish.
All right. Not much to do out here in the evening.
It's really quiet,
Head
but
back to
very
the-
cold.
Head back to the north.
mean-
Look.
Yeah, I'd love to head to a restaurant and, get some warm food in my belly.
Aronan, how long do you stay at the North Lake in the bar?
I'm just waiting for them to come back.
Okay, they eventually show up after probably about a half hour. Krixis and Doc show up.
We'll probably take up
You
the
guys walk
meandering way
in.
and learn the town a little bit on the way back. Just kind of familiarize yourself with the roads.
Make a investigation check. Or not investigation check, survival check as you're kind of roaming around Brinchander.
Krixis, you should probably make one of these with me because mine sucks.
Which one are you doing?
Survival. Oh, it's the best roll I had all day.
I have a really good
Is it a
survival.
6?
I
That
don't
would
know.
be the best roll I've had all day, but 14.
14. You kind of wander your way around. You don't take a direct route back to the North Gate where the North Look is by. You do find a church, ironically, to Lathander, the House of the Morning Lord, which, land of eternal night that never sees morning. The irony kind of makes you chuckle as you walk by. And you find the outer wall. At one point, you feel a little lost, but you find the outer wall, and you just kind of start following the outer wall north, and eventually you do recognize, I've seen this gate before. This is the North Gate where we came in. And from there, find your way back to the Northlook Tavern. When you walk in and see Aronan there, he's sitting at the bar by himself, talking with the bartender. Apparently, they're talking about women. You're getting some story about the bartender's troubles with his girlfriend. And Ellie's nowhere to be seen.
We didn't see her on the way back.
No.
Hey, Dukes. Looks like someone's missing.
Um,
As he's
I'll
wearing a
get
Kentucky
Aaron's
jacket,
attention.
sweatshirt.
He's wearing a Kentucky jacket.
I'll get Aronon's attention, and I'll say, "Did not Ellie come in? I haven't seen her."
Well, she may need to stay outside for a couple minutes to cool off. She did not leave in the best of moods. She did not like my answer in regards to a question she asked. So I did not budge, and she got pissy and left. So she'll be back.
I understand her perspective. If it was the lock she was searching for, it means much more to them than it does to us.
I'm just gonna slowly put my head down onto the bar, put my forehead down like, God damn it.
Damn. the forehead hitting the bar at
Uh-huh.
one point, like solidly.
So I'm gonna put my head back up and look at Krixis and say, not you two.
This is a chance for you to become something more than just a treasure hunter.
You're not
Find
my wife.
your heart.
Why are you trying to change me?
Find your heart, Aronan. And then I walk out because quite literally cooling off out here can sometimes be dangerous.
I'm gonna look at the bartender and say, guys, am I right?
Bartender chuckles at this one, looks at Doc and says, "Can I get you something to drink?"
Yeah, Doc will just get an ale and sit next to Aronan.
Um,
I'm gonna look at Doc and say, you don't have anything to say about this, do you?
No, it was a nice looking lock.
I'll buy your first ale.
With Ellie's money.
Uh-huh.
with Ellie's money, with the 5 gold Ellie would have given you for the lock.
Yep.
Krixis, make a survival check. There's several sets of footprints going in and coming out of the bar. It's going to be damn near impossible to figure out which ones are Ellie's. At a 17, I like that. I like that pops up and I can just see that. It's so cool. With a 17, you actually find a set of footprints that you think may be hers, and start walking, following this set of footprints. It almost seems intentionally left behind, like walked further out off the road into where there was more snow, almost like she was leaving but wanted to be followed, trying to leave a trail behind. When you come across her, you are able to tailor to, ironically enough, this temple to the Morning Lord, and she's just inside the door and she's talking to a thin, wiry looking woman who's got a very straight, angular face. She looks very knowledgeable, almost like a scholar. She's got a couple of books with her, and she's talking to Ellie about. You come into the conversation midway, and she goes, "I know they exist. People say they're rumors, but I've seen their footprints. I've seen they're very tiny, like they're like this big." And she kind of stops in the middle as she realizes you're paying attention to the two of them, and Ellie turns and looks at you. It's Krixis. Oh, this is Danica. And she actually makes that introduction. One moment, please. And walks over to you and says, "Thank you," and then just hugs you. He can be such an ass sometimes. I just couldn't stay there tonight, so I came to the church where I met her. Have you ever heard of a Shawinga? They're what the, and he turns to look at Danica, and Danica starts going into this again, and she said, "Well, they're little nature spirits, and they're very, very they're not evil, but they get into a lot of mischief. People don't believe them. They call them like the fairies or sprites or gnomes. But I swear they exist. I've seen the footprints. They're so tiny, and they just kind of go off. I would love, absolutely love, a chance to study one. Do you think you'd be able to help me find one? And Ellie Ellie nods. Yes, yes. I absolutely will. I will. Krixis, will you help me find one of these things? They sound adorable.
We're always in the market for new and interesting quests. However, we would need more direction than trying to find a sprite in a snow-covered land. It feels more like a needle in a haystack.
I can help you. I haven't been able to get it to work yet, but I think it may just be that I haven't come across one yet. And she kind of digs around in her pack and she pulls out this ornate lantern about this big. And she says, if you light this, it should show you where they are. It'll reveal them. They're elemental spirit creatures. This will help you track them. And Ellie kind of grabs it and she's kind of looking at it. She's like, wow. And she kind of explains, I'm going to put it in her inventory. It's a lantern of tracking. And Danica takes the next 5-10 minutes to explain to you how the lantern works. And that she's been looking all over town and hasn't found any of these. She suggests you may have better luck in one of the other settlements. Maybe. I'm nervous to go out. It's the cold, and I have stuff to do. I'm doing other research, both for the church and for some of the vendors here in Bryn Shander. I have other projects that I need to do, but this is the one I want to do. So if you can help me out, I'd really, really appreciate it. And Ellie looks at her just like, girl talk. Guess what? My friend will help me here, and we have two others that they'll probably be mad at me about something like this, but I will totally find one of these little guys for you. And Danica's thankful and nodding and thank you so much. And she turns and looks at you, Krixis, and says, thank you. I hope you guys are able to find one. And that's where we'll stop. So I put the lantern of tracking in her equipment, and
Interesting.
you're looking for
So
Chewingus.
the thought is that the lantern of tracking tracks a specific creature.
A lantern of tracking. If I click on this, because I'll be putting it in her. It is a wondrous magical item, common. It burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for another 30 feet. While the lantern is within 300 feet of any creature of the elemental type, its flame burns bright green. And the lantern doesn't pinpoint the creature's exact location, however. It's kind of like Frodo's sword when orcs are nearby.
So when
The
you get closer,
flame
it grows brighter?
It turns green. You light the lantern, it's a typical
Well, yeah,
red
but I mean,
flame.
Does it green, is it almost like a divining rod where as you get
No,
closer?
it just, when you're within 300 feet of them, it turns green.
Warmer, colder.
It's not a rheostat, it's a color change, and when it changes color, you're within 300 feet of them.
It's like sea green at first, and then it goes forest green, and
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. None of y'all listening.
We're listening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You clearly are listening, and then just trying to piss me off.
Boy, I sure hope it's a neon green when you're right on top of it.
it flickers like we're in a nightclub. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Come across the cho-
Okay.
Get into a whole rendition of Sandstorm here.
All right. With that, this has been the show. You can follow us all on Twitter. Yeah, it's been a show. At 2 Nerds 1 Quest, number 2 Nerds, number 1 Quest. I am at Tom M. Norman, TOMMNORMAN. Genius is Lazy Dragon GB. Cooch is Crazy Cooch, CRAZYKOOCH. JC Mr. DM is Wildfire 1265, WILDFIRE 1265. I assume people can spell lazy and dragon and put those two together. If not, LAZYDRAGON. Follow us. Come to twitch.tv/TomMNorm, TOMMNORM. That's our Twitch channel, where we do this every week, every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central United States time, in case there's anybody not in the United States. I'm looking at you, Bombats. If you want to share this out, the best thing you can do is just tell somebody else about this. We can hopefully get more viewers and eyes on us if you share. Let other people know. That's the biggest help. Nobody has said anything about stopping people in public yet and telling them, which disappoints me.
Pardon me, sir. Have you heard about 2 Nerds 1 Quest?
Yeah, do that. In exactly that voice, that would make me very happy.
And record it so we can put it up on
Yes.
up on one of the many social media feeds.
That would be awesome. Or if you do it, tag us. Otherwise, go to patreon.com/2nerds1quest. We have some great rewards. Right now we have a poll up. Is that poll still active?
I'm going to actually take that one down because, well, you came across Cal and Cornelius today.
Oh.
Oh.
Jack said, I just want to hear the voice. I want to hear you do the voice.
Nice.
There is more to
Delightful.
him than meets the eye, though. Obviously, with an ass made out of gold, right?
Uh-huh.
Can I just take a second and tell you the note that I wrote down for that experience? I'll say, Krixis remains haunted by the meeting with Cal and Cornelius, a prospector searching for gold who also has an ass of gold.
That is all accurate.
Apparently consumes gold as well.
Yeah. So, in order to do that poll, join our Discord, join Patreon. The two meet, they touch tips, and then you get to vote. That's how that works. Literally how that works.
We have a second patron now too, don't we?
Yes.
Besides Jack, so now it's gonna I may need to tie break something.
Yep. And Scoot and Jack McHugh is in the chat today.
Or y'all can join the Patreon and join the voting.
Yep.
And
Now we need a third as a tiebreaker, unless you choose the third option, and then we just have a three-way tie.
then you face three things at once. Dun dun dun.
Right.
Man, if I
Is
could
Aaron not up for
structure
a
the-
three-way?
if I could structure the poll that way, and I'll be putting up a poll for February sooner than I did for January.
Good deal. That'll be
Today
open.
in January, we got the January poll, the monster in January.
So that'll stay
Or
open for
encounter.
a week or two, depending upon votes. But yeah, join, say hi. If nothing else, join the Discord. It's free. Say hi. We have lots of channels in there for talking about different things. Video games, D&D, writing, web development if you're into that. So join, say hi, have fun. Be nice. Play nice with the other kids. And with that, for me, for JC, for Cooch, and for the Lazy Dragon Genius, we'll catch you next week.
No gold.
all last week's in it yet.
Oh, boo.
It shouldn't. I cleared it out.
Oh, okay. Well, it does.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, it does.
God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
It says one of the titles is Furt.
Oh.
Oh, that's
That's
your
because
reset button.
that's okay. So I didn't clear it out. I did bang S Furt and
So everything below Furt is this week's.
Yep. Crap. I was in a rush because I was trying to put in a title, so I did the exclamation point S Furt instead of just the exclamation point Furt.
Oh my god, whisper into the ear she has left. Because it's her left ear, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
That's an amazing title
Yeah,
for
that was-
that reason.
That was the one that stuck out to me.
Well, most of me. Just take me. Well, most of me. Yeah. Whisper in the ear she has left is actually. That is such a clever thing that I don't know that people will necessarily get it, but I really like it.
Alright, so I'll read some of them. Goblin Death Star plans. Blood and vomit covered cloak. This stays in my sack. Giving the shocker to an empty bar. She's taken me back. Well, most of me. Beware of what women you poke. If you light it, they will come. And then
There's
whisper.
so many good ones.
And then whisper into the ear she has left in Yukon Cornelius lore.
There's gonna be some beautiful ones left without votes, but
Yeah. Yeah. This
Mm-hmm.
is one where maybe we should vote for 3. And then whichever one gets the most.
I'm only the tiebreaker, so whatever the people vote for.
The people have spoken.
Yeah, we had like 6 votes last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people vote. Oh. Whee. Well, the U.S. men play Trinidad and Tobago tonight. I don't
Right.
I think it's kind of unfair that we got to play 2 nations at the same time.
I'm gonna put us to a raid. I gotta get going. I gotta go shovel the driveway.
Yeah, I need to roll pretty quickly this time too. So.
So we are gonna throw it to Brian Dunaway, who is playing.
Oh hell yeah!
What is he playing? He's doing Boop Show homework. He's doing Encodia.
Nice. Boop Show. Great little podcast to listen to, folks. I
Yep.
say little.
So we're gonna
Big
throw
pod-
it to Brian Dunaway. Give him a follow.
Awesome sauce.
cool.
All
All right,
right,
dudes. Well, have some fun out there. Do something cool.
Oh,
For sure.
we shall try.
Be safe. Enjoy your Sunday.
Always.
Next week, Jeff and Ryan Saturday is looking like Saturday evening. That is still going to be hit or miss, and I'll know probably by Friday for sure whether or not it's going to happen. So I may still go, yep, no, I'm not going to be back up there in time. So it's all kind of fluid based on the status. Natalie's back, so.
All right.
Are you any concerns with Sunday morning then?
The further it goes, Sunday morning, again, it will be a thing where I will mention it Saturday if I'm not going to be back for Sunday. But I think, honestly, if everything goes as well as the doctors are saying and that they say it's progressing well and they see no complications, I will probably be coming back Thursday. So like I said, I should know in